Hey, welcome to my spiritual journal. It's your soul sister, Iona. So in this video, I will share with you some intentional living tips, and I'll share my spiritual routines and my spiritual rituals for light workers. So I'm super excited. So let me know if you have been following along and if you have been journaling with me. So today I'm going to be journaling in my Soul Legacy journal. And so I want to reflect back on the last week when I didn't actually have my journal, the Soul Legacy journal. So it's called the Soul Legacy Journal Notebook, and it is actually just a lined notebook. So if you don't have one, then you don't have your copy, then you can go and grab one. I talk about your spiritual awakening stories, 365 days of sharing your spiritual awakening story in your Soul Legacy journal so that you can reflect back on your life. And so I say it's a co-created soul path to spiritual alchemy for light workers. So this is what my spiritual journal is going to be about for you as a light worker doing your work in the world, leveraging your light work and your lifestyle. So today is day 11. It is, in my world, it is Environmental Freedom Thursday. So depending on when you're watching this video, on my spiritual journal and you're journaling along with me will depend on your environment. You can still do the Environmental Freedom Thursday on any day, but I do go live every single day on the Soul Legacy TV YouTube podcast. So do consider subscribing so then you'll get notified when I go live. Click the subscribe down below if you're watching on a mobile, on a cell phone. Just click the subscribe and click the bell to get notified of when I do go live. So I do go live around the same time. I am in the UK, so depending on when you are, where you are in the world, whether you'll get notified and you'll be able to come on live. If not, you'll be able to watch the replay, but you'll get notified. Like, comment, subscribe, share this out so others can do their spiritual journal with us. So in my spiritual journal, and as I share about intentional living, again, it's Environmental Freedom Thursday in my world and here on the Soul Legacy TV. So I want to invite you to think about your environment. And so I break down each area of my life, your life, every single day. And we come back and we reflect. So today is Thursday for me, and depending on when you're watching this. And so then next Thursday, depending on when you're watching this, I will come back live and I'll reflect again back on my environment, right? So hopefully that makes sense. I have a spiritual vision board challenge for intentional living to support you in your spiritual awakening and your spiritual ascension and your spiritual alchemy journey, basically to use the law of vibration to experience your life, to emit the vibration and attract the things and experiences to you. So I will leave the link to that 7 days. So every single day we focus on a specific day. So I have a specific vision board and teaching for environment. So when you do this and it doesn't make that much sense, then if you go back and refer back to that video, I'm sure that you'll find it super helpful. So if you've ever done a vision board, let me know. If you look at your vision board on a daily basis, let me know. So I do share how to do your spiritual vision board, and people have told me that it's really super 5D. So this spiritual journal process is taking what is in your vision board and actually taking soul guided action steps on manifesting, on being at the in vibrational harmony, and I've got an itchy back, being in vibrational harmony with your vision board so that you're connected, so that you're actually taking that soul guided action. Many people do their spiritual vision board or a vision board and then they go, why is it not working? Why is the law of attraction not working? And really, they either don't believe it, they're not in alignment, they haven't taken any action towards it, they've just completely ignored it and gone off on a tangent somewhere, done busy work. So on the Soul Legacy TV, I talk about doing your light work and your lifestyle in a way that leverages it, and so that we don't do our spiritual business doing the busy work, being broke or being burnt out. So this is what I want to journal about, and I journal about in my spiritual journal every single day. So 444 for me, yay. So let's dive into this spiritual journal. Let's dive into what intentional living is, living in alignment with our values, because I know that if you've watched me for this long, then you're in alignment with your values. So I want to reflect back on last Thursday. And again, you'll see my spiritual vision board challenge. I'll leave that in the comments and in the description, and again, and the end screens on the cards. Every day I talk about a specific area, so it will help me to give you the context, and then I can talk about the environments and relate those areas to today. So each day is not like, or each area of our life is not singular, it's all integrated. So on a Monday I talk about contribution freedom Monday through intentional living, health freedom Tuesday, emotional freedom Wednesday, environmental freedom Thursday, relationship freedom Friday, spiritual freedom Saturday, and financial freedom Sunday. So if you're watching in my Soul Legacy Academy and you're coming on the 2-hour monthly intentional living codes coaching call, then this will make more sense and I can answer any more questions. If you've got any questions or you're like, what are you talking about, then leave some comments and I can explain a little bit more. But the vision board challenge will explain even more, and then I invite you to journal along with me and just to keep you accountable. So those days, each day in each area. So I want to think about, when I think about contributing out into the world with my spiritual business as a light worker and leveraging my time, my money and my energy, because those are the things that we really all want to do, right? We want to live in alignment with our value. My biggest value is freedom, having more freedom, being intentional. And so my environment, when I think of my environment, I don't just think of my home and my local environment. I think of my like globally, because I want to work globally, and I do work globally. I set the intention on my vision board to work globally. So working globally, working online, we know what's happening in the world. Some people that want to do retreats and do events and all of that's fine, and I do have that on my vision board. However, working online, I don't know if you can see it smoky, I've got incense burning in this environment. So I wanted to create that environment to do my spiritual journal with you, right? So globally, universe, we are souls having a human experience. We want to even think of just us being in this environment. So I want to share my spiritual routines, my spiritual rituals that support me in living intentionally and creating the environment that really lights me up while I'm experiencing joy and love and freedom and empowerment, the highest vibration. This is a high vibrational spiritual journal, especially when you're going through like your spiritual awakening. Oftentimes it can feel really tough to do that and to do it alone. So that's why I wanted to share this process with you and help you to think that if you are going through whatever you're going through, or you've created your vision board and you want to up level your environment, whether that is your home, whether that is whichever room in your home it is, whether it is the tools that you use to build your spiritual business, whether that is like the kind of platforms that you want to be on. For me, it's YouTube and Amazon, and doing Amazon and YouTube ads and stuff. So I'm in the process of doing that, going into those environments and doing what I do in the world on autopilot, which I love, creating an environment for my work that's online in my online teaching platform, that's in alignment with the Soul Legacy TV. I have the SoulLegacyAcademy.com. So they're the environments that I wanted to work in. I haven't always done that. I've worked in other people's environments. I've worked in childcare for a really long time. I studied to degree level. I actually, when I came offline, I stayed to help and heal myself first as I was going through my dark night of the soul. I'd had a lot of losses, and if you guys don't, if you are new to me, my firstborn passed, my son passed 12 days before his 20th birthday. I have a daughter as well, and a granddaughter, and now a grandson. But I wanted to work online, but at the time I was just like, I can't even, like, sensory overload for everything. So I actually cleaned homes. I did what I needed to do, but I always still had this vision of coming back online and serving. But I wanted to help and heal myself first before I did that. And so I will always be healing. We're always healing. But going through what I went through, I knew what I didn't want. So it was birthing rockets of desire for what it is that I do want. So what is going on for you? Where would you, when you think of your environment, are you thinking of your home? Are you thinking and nature and the abhors a vacuum, so they say. So when you clear your environment and clear your space, oftentimes people come to me and they say that their environment's cluttered or it's full or they don't have time and they feel busy and they feel rushed, and so more doesn't really seem to come to them because their environment is crowded, their brain is clouded. I'm going to talk about in my spiritual routines and my rituals. I read a book. I will pull a card for you at the end of this. I'll talk about crystals. I talk about different spiritual practices that support me in raising my vibration. Ooh, I nearly showed you it. There's a card that I pulled on the Oracle deck called Keepers of the Light. I'm going to share that with you at the end. I want you to be feel fully supported in mixing up your vibration, raising your vibration, and raising your energy so that you can manifest the environment. So it's not, you're not overwhelmed, or it's not cluttered, or it's organized. So my version or my idea of intentional living is living in alignment with my values. So when I split the areas of my life and have a vision, so when I've just looked at my vision board, my vision, I have certain things on my vision board, which I'll just talk about in a second. But no matter what is on my vision board, I want it to be in alignment with my highest values. For my environment, I like it to be efficient and I like it to be organized. That's in my light work and my lifestyle. And if you know anything about me, then you'll see that. And if you don't, as you get to know me, you'll see that. Doesn't mean to say I'm perfect at it. It's always a work in progress. However, that's my value. And if it feels out of alignment, then it feels like it's funk to me. So I say either soul funk, or I'm in soul funk, or in soul flow. So every single day I rate how I feel, how I am connected with my higher self, how I'm feeling, how I'm feeling in alignment with my values, how I'm vibing. And so I rate my area of my life, which today it's environmental freedom, between a 1 and 11. And I want to say, how connected do I feel to my higher self, my true self, my soul, rather than being pushed and pulled by the physical environment. So today, my environmental freedom rating, and let me know if you've done the if you've done the spiritual vision board, you'll know what I'm talking about. But in the Soul Legacy Journal, in my spiritual journal, we rate how we feel, our vibration every single day. So mine is definitely an 11. Comment down below and let me know what your environmental freedom rating is. That really helps to see what is our point of attraction. So mine's 11 because the things that I have on my vision board, like my home and like putting my feet up and having, that self-care, having an environment that's self-care, is the things that I'm doing. I have, I tend to, for intentional living, I tend to plan out my week as part of my spiritual journal. So my rituals, my spiritual rituals and spiritual routines are about being efficient and being organized. So I'll think of last week, what have I done in my environment to maintain it or to improve it? And so cleaning is a big thing. I used to clean other people's homes, so I make sure that my home is clean, but not always. Sometimes it's like I'm busy on this project, so things will go by the wayside. However, my vibration is clearer and I create more clearly if my environment is clean and tidy. So have I done that this week? Have I been as efficient and as organized as possible? Yes, I have. Apart from with my Soul Legacy Journal, because I'm like journaling every day, and my spiritual journal didn't come until after I'd started this series. So I believe it's day 11. So I've got to transfer what I'd been writing into this Soul Legacy Journal. I think that's the only thing that I haven't been organized on. And I'm feeling my ways in what I want to share with you every single day, and I can hear the things that I feel that are key and that are important. So what do you think with your environment? So for me, I think of the kinds of things that I've been doing I used to schedule every single thing on my calendar, just about, or write them down or set alarms. Because I've been practicing intentional living for like 3.5 years now, things come to me more naturally. If they're not coming to you as naturally as you like, and you see your immediate environment, say your cupboard, I'm looking over there, your cupboards, your drawers, the table, the shelves, your garage, your shed, we say in the UK, your loft, your basement, whatever. I don't have a basement and I don't use my loft, but like your drawers, I have one junk drawer and it's organized. My daughter's like, Mum, you've got OCD about your junk drawer. I said, no, it might be a junk drawer, but it's got things in categories and they're just in baskets. So, you know, do you need to clear out your environment to feel a certain way, to have everything has energy, right? And we want to raise your vibration so that you are vibrating at a higher frequency, right? So if you have certain things to clear out and declutter, especially because we're ending 2021 and coming into 2022, what is it that you want to let go of in your environment and create more of? I'd love to know that. Let me know in the comments. What would you like to let go of and create more of? And create the spiritual routines and practices around, is it journaling every single day, creating that environment for yourself just to have that me time? And I keep looking at the clock and I see mirror numbers all the time. Today it's been blowing up for me. So I'll talk about spiritual freedom on Saturday, but spirituality comes into my environment, and you know, just clearing and having my space be clear. So my home, like, I think of my lifestyle, and I think of like appointments and calls and different things. Where do I need to be in my light work? What do I need to do? And so it's felt a lot easier this week because I'm doing these lives. It's like, okay, well, what do I need to create? When do I need to create it? What do I need to include? Yesterday I talked about, on Emotional Freedom Wednesday, I talked about doing my first YouTube ad. It's not quite my first, but it's the first as in launching this. I think I've done a couple, but not very well. And I knew they weren't very well. And I wanted to work on the environment of my work, the back end of my spiritual business. So I've done that. I'm still doing it. Excuse me. And so I put out the YouTube ad yesterday, and so it's about 24 hours or something now. And so I'd done the masterclass live on Monday. Now it's Thursday, and I ran the YouTube ad. So I checked on it today, see if, well, I woke up and I was like, oh well, I think it's running because I've got more views on my videos. I've used certain keywords, so the environment that my YouTube Soul Tribe, my students will be searching for me is online. So I wanted to meet them where they are searching. And so when I looked at the video today, I was like, oh my gosh, it was just blowing up, blowing up, blowing up. And I'm like, yes, all the things that I've been putting on my vision board are manifesting. And I'm like, yes, it just feels so amazing. But it feels, excuse me, I was saying yesterday, for emotional freedom, it just feels so natural that it doesn't feel as special as what you think it would be. However, just leaning into the environment of being online and being online full time and being online in an environment that I love. I'm always watching YouTube videos. Always let me know how many YouTube videos you watch every single day. So I moved out of environments for my light work that I didn't no longer resonated with. I came completely off Facebook. I've got a profile on there, but that's about it. I've been in the DMs just messaging to see who resonates. My sister called me on there the other day, but that's about it. Like, and I will completely move everybody off there who's willing to. So I won't shut down the account, but I'm not on there. And I've been on there ever since I'd done business. My son had set me up an account back in 2008, I believe. And so it's like, it was a really big, hairy deal to kind of just let that go. But I want to be in an environment that is in alignment with my values. It's not in alignment with my values anymore. So I had to find a way to build my spiritual business that feels in integrity. So I've moved my group for the Spiritual Biz YouTubers Network that I'm producer of completely, like, just ground zeroed it, and I've put it into my online teaching platform, and I'm set to grow it there. I will be on LinkedIn a bit because that's kind of a nice environment as well. But I'd moved my environment for my lifestyle and my light work. So I talk about intentional living for your light work and your lifestyle. How's it going for you? How's your light work going? Do you want to put your light work, your spiritual business on to YouTube? Do you want to create an online teaching platform? Do you want to create a book and be on Amazon? I've just had my one of my Fiverr guys, my designer guy, alter the interior for my spiritual journal, the notebook. So this is a spiral bound notebook. The pages don't hang out. I just got extra pages in there from my. So it's a spiral bound one from Lulu that I put on Lulu. And so this is a bigger version, but I'm going to have a 6x9 version of blank paper and lined paper on Amazon. And so I'm just doing the descriptions and the keywords and different things. So it should be up there next week, by the end of next week at least. So hopefully, so the beginning of the year, beginning of January, I remember saying, oh, I want to have the notebook up by the end of by January. And now I'm just thinking, oh wow, cool. It's just all played out in ways that just are really magical, really intentional. So I've talked a lot about my environment. How's your environment? What do you think for your environment for doing your light work and your lifestyle? I want to talk about, for intentional living in my spiritual journal, I focus on three, oh gosh, I can't do that because I hurt my finger. 3 areas, or three what would I like to say? 3 specific aspects, right? So first of all, your vision for intentional living, the vision that you have for your environment, then and the vision that you have for each area of your life. So the vision, the vibration, the vision, your values, and your vibration. So if you don't have a spiritual vision board, again, I'll leave the link in the comments and in the cards. When you get really super clear on the environment, the kind of environments that you want to create. So I said that I mentioned the kind of things that I have on my vision board. Vision, this is the vision part, not only envisioning and visioning, but really seeing yourself and feeling it. And so I have a soul income game that I'll share as part of my spiritual routine and my spiritual rituals as we go. Before the end of this video, I'll share my crystals, I'll share my cards, and I'll share the soul income game before I go. And I will share a quote in just a second that I have for you today. So stay to the end with me. So your environment that you have on your vision board, the kinds of things that I have on my vision board, and it's actually on my YouTube channel, are retreats and the places that I want to travel to. So the idea for me with my light work and my lifestyle was to merge it and to earn while I learn and travel while I teach. That's the vision that I had. And so I have Abraham Hicks cruise on it. Obviously, we don't have as much going on in the world in terms of travel. But Amsterdam, Ibiza, the Caribbean. I don't have Malta on there, and we're scheduled to go to Malta. So there's other things that will come up. But I love traveling, and obviously we've been in the pandemic and lockdown and stuff. So building my spiritual business in a way that affords me the freedom. So me setting off the YouTube ads today was part of that, and part of me producing the Spiritual Biz YouTubers Network. Do you know what I mean? So even though I can't run off and travel, I can still do these videos wherever I am. And so I visualize myself in the environments, in the hotels, in the barn conversions, in the wherever it is, on the beaches. I've done lives everywhere so far, and I have done as I've traveled. And we went into a camper van for 5 days to the island of Iona. My name's Iona, in Scotland, in the UK. And we videoed that. We did daily lives. So and when we stayed in like a town apartment, and in my hometown we went to party in Leeds. So I've done it. So I don't wait for everything to manifest. I've done it. and I will continue to do it. But building the spiritual business on the back end, so it's fully automated, is such an amazing feeling. It's not completely fully automated, but it's getting there. So when it's done, I will share that with you. So those are the kinds of things I have on my vision board. What do you have on your spiritual vision board? How do you want to make a difference in the world? And are you in the environment where you are just working online? Do you have what I call a soul-sucking day job, which they're not soul-sucking really, but when you want to transition and you want to go online, I don't know, I've got an itchy back. I think it's just this cushion. Yeah, so, you know, this is live. I don't edit my videos. I don't believe in really editing, although probably some people would wish that I do, but I don't. Anyway, all right, cool. So hopefully that's helpful for your spiritual journal, your vision. I talk about my values and I have a value statement that I share on my vision board. So if you want to know what that is and create your own, and I call it soul speaking into existence and expressing gratitude in advance. Expressing gratitude for what you have and in advance. So I talk about that a lot. Again, my values for my environment is being efficient and being organized. So if it's not that way, no, if it is that way, then I'll journal, and I will journal about the things. I'll write down the things that I feel in soul flow with. And so the universe says, more of that, please. For the things that I feel in soul funk about, then I'll see what can I do better, what triggered me, what was the thing, whatever it is. You know, sometimes there's blocks that you need to clear, so we'll talk about that more as we go on, and as you journal along with me. So let me know if you are journaling along with me. You don't have to, but it's quite nice. So this is a quote that I get from my environment, my work environment. So every day when I go into my office on my Mac, I've been recording today, actually. I've been recording the process and documenting the process, because I think that many people, especially on YouTube, well, on lots of different places, they write a book after the fact. And I wanted to document the whole entire process. So this is me doing my spiritual journal and sharing my spiritual routines and my rituals and intentional living in the midst of actually living it and creating that life. Do you see the smoke? You probably don't see the smoke, but I can see the smoke from the incense. It smells quite nice. So this is a quote that when I go into my office, I look on my Mac and I have something called a momentum app. So I can create momentum in my day, right? I'm very productive, efficient, as much as I can be. And so this app has been absolutely amazing. So every day, as I've been doing my spiritual journal and sharing my spiritual routines, and I consider this a spiritual routine, it's somebody else's words that have come to me that have an impact on my life. And I'll talk about the book that I listened to for today as part of my spiritual journal and part of my spiritual routines and my rituals is reading a chapter of listening or reading a chapter of a book every single day related to that area of my life. People say read a book, people read a whole entire book in a day. I do not even want to have time for that. I could make time for that, but I just, that for me is like crazy. I want to actually get the lesson in it, not just fill my brain with information. So I'm a very big implementer. So this quote was on the Momentum app, and it says, trust yourself, create the kind of self that you will be happy to live with all your life. Trust yourself, create the kind of self that you will be happy to live with all of your life. That's a quote by Golden Mirror, I think. So one, do you trust yourself? That takes a lot. Sometimes when we don't follow through on what we say that we're going to do, sometimes we have big, glorious, grandiose ideas that we shove on our vision board and we tell everybody about them, and then they don't manifest overnight and everybody loses that belief around us, and then we feel all lonely. You know, you get that picture. That trust kind of goes, or when you've made a decision and it seems like the universe is not supporting you. I'm going to have a sip. I've actually got peppermint tea in here, actually. So, you know, those things you don't necessarily trust. Trust in yourself. So it's just create the kind of self that you'll be happy with to live with. So a lot of people who are influencers, I say soul-guided influencers, a lot of people who do their work in the world, they feel like they've got to be a certain way in order to be liked, in order to be popular, in order to be successful. And I talk about spirituality and business success in the way, on your terms. Whatever spirituality means to you, whatever merging that means to you, you do that and make yourself happy. Create the self that you would be happy to live with. The whole is you will follow you around for the rest of your days. So I love that quote. All right, so the next thing I want to talk about is, so every day we focus on our chakras. So my lead soul guided instructor in the Spiritual Business YouTubers Network and the Soul Legacy Academy, she's my only soul guided instructor, but she's my lead soul guided instructor purely because I did have soul guided instructors, but because I changed the platform, I've changed the focus, then not everybody's aligned with that, but it definitely was aligned with me. So she's my lead soul guided, and I had more soul guided instructors. And as I evolved and as other people evolved and I've got super clear, it's what I'm doing is not for everyone. However, when you find the people that are super aligned with you in your environment, let me know. If I'll talk about relationship freedom tomorrow and dive in a little bit deeper. But something just said to me, like, just share. Robin Knott, and she often comments on my videos. So hey Robin, if you watch this on the replay, she's the host of the Energy Healing TV podcast on YouTube. So if you want to know about crystals and energy and Reiki and aligning your vibration, because we're talking about raising your vibrational frequency, I talk about the law of vibration, not just the law of attraction. Underneath that is raising your vibration. Oftentimes people don't think of the inner work, or if they do think of the inner work, they get stuck on the inner work. Sometimes it's like, well, I've been doing this, this, and this, and it's not manifesting. Or I've been doing all the, it's both things. So I want to share both. So today, the crystal, Robin shares about chakras. I've added crystals. I bought a beginner's, on Amazon, I bought a beginner's set of chakra crystals. Then I bought a little book of crystals. Hopefully you can see that. And then I bought a little book of chakras. So I'm learning to incorporate that into my spiritual journal and my intentional living, and really making time for it every single day. So I don't journal on the morning. Rarely I'll journal on a morning, because the first thing that I want to do, for me, what intentional living feels like, is doing my work in the world. So with full transparency, I'm sitting here on my sofa. I've got my feet up, literally got my feet up, sat in my green clothes because it's environmental freedom. I've even got green leggings on today that my daughter got for me when she was doing a modeling shoot, and she got me some leggings. She got me a tracksuit, bless her, she's amazing. And I'm just sat chilling, doing my whole process. I've got all of my things around me, and I'm creating this video. That for me feels like intentional living times like a million. So I want to share the energy with you of the rose quartz, this crystal, and the power of having the crystals around you. I super think, I don't know why I said super think, but I super think that it's really working for me. Like, I feel, and again, 333, the number synchronicities are huge. Again, I'll share those on Spiritual Freedom Saturday. But honestly, I feel so high vibe. I'm usually quite a high vibe person anyway. But I feel really high vibe. I feel fully supported. And I just feel calm. I feel a sense of calm anyway. It's really, so there was nothing to fix inside of me. However, everything is feeling just more natural. Just like it's done. Because I've said for years, this journey has not been a new journey for me, by the way. And I've had all these thoughts in my head and all these things on my vision board. Some I've repelled, some have stayed. And since doing this is day 11, honestly, it just, my Soul Legacy journal, my spiritual journal, and sharing my spiritual rituals and routines, it's just been absolutely phenomenal. And I will pull that card at the end, because I believe it's for you as well. So let me share this crystal. I go off on a tangent sometimes. the rose quartz crystal today. And when I had a reading a few years ago, the lady said to me, get crystals and get a rose quartz. And I never did. And so Robin shares about energy, and she knows more of this stuff than I do, but I'm sharing. So this is pink. It's a heart chakra. So in Robin's world, on her energy healing TV, so obviously we're energy, right? And we're talking about raising your vibration, and our chakras being in alignment is super important with our energy. We're vibrating at a certain frequency, and I'll talk about that with the book. So I'll remember the book that I want to share with you that I read today. So rose quartz has a gentle blush pink color, and it is known as the crystal for matters of the heart. It emits powerful, nurturing vibrations to your heart chakra. I'm telling you, I can feel it. Like all of the crystals, all of the connections, honestly, it's just beautiful. Which can be used to boost self-love, emotional balance, friendship, and romance. I love that. It helps lower stress levels and dissipates feelings of resentment, upset, and jealousy. And then they have tips for your crystal, to use your crystal, like do this for 5 minutes a day to prepare yourself for the day ahead. It says use it as part of your morning meditation. Think of a positive word, use it as a mantra, something like peace or happy or calm. I say use freedom, because we're talking about freedom. This is environmental freedom. This is what I call my cheers to financial freedom frequency. I'm missing the energy of freedom, having the vision of freedom, having your values based around freedom, and having your vibration raised to be at the level of freedom and love and joy and peace and empowerment. And I believe that the more we raise our vibration and be the vibration that we wish to witness in the world, the better for everyone. So that's the rose quartz, and it is heart chakra Thursday. So Robin talks about the heart chakra, and she talks about each of the chakras on every single day. So I talk about my 7 freedoms, and Robin talks about her 7 energies, the heart chakra, all of the chakras. I'm not going to go into the chakras because Robin does that. I'm just learning about it. I just think it's absolutely beautiful. Green is the color. I just love it. And the motto is I love. And let me just see if I've got something that comes out here. It's all about everything that comes along with it: compassion, empathy, kindness, respect, understanding, and forgiveness. Those are values. Again, it's just beautiful. So if you don't know that much about the chakras and the healing and the crystals, then I suggest looking up the Energy Healing TV podcast with Robin Nats, because she's amazing. And she comments down here, then you'll be able to click on her comment and go to her channel from there. All right, cool. So I want to talk about the book. I don't have the book in front of me, but I was listening to it on Audible, and it was, so I pick a book every single day and I'll share what I've learned from that book. So kind of like a lessons learned. I have a book club, and I will do book reviews and stuff. I have my book. So if you have a book inside of you that you want to write or launch, and you want to be part of the Spiritual Biz YouTubers Network, then I will leave a link down below in the comments and in the pinned comments in the description for my chapter of my free chapter of my book, if you'd like that. It's called Spiritual YouTubers from Scratch, a soul guided influencer's compass to leveraging your light work and lifestyle on YouTube. This is what we're doing today. And so there's a first free chapter, there's a masterclass that's attached to that, there's a 5-day challenge attached to that, there's a community attached to that, and there's bonus gifts. Like, I will just really just love upon you when you come in my world, because I can do things automated and I just love it. Then I will love upon you. You will see the masterclass on my YouTube channel, on the SoulLegacyTV YouTube podcast. When I do it live on the last Monday of the month at 3 p.m. UK time, you can get notified. So if you're not subscribed to the channel, subscribe, and then you will get notified. Click the bell as well, and you'll get notified. So that's my first chapter of my book that's free. When it launches, you'll be notified. And if you have a book inside of you and you want support to actually not only write the book, but actually get it out there, because that's what we want to do. A lot of people come to me and they go, oh, I've written a book already, or I have a book inside of me, but they don't know how to market it, they don't know how to share it. So we'll do that. So I love books. So every day I choose a book related to each area of my life. And so each Thursday, until I go through the book, again, I don't just listen to books for the sake of it. I want to implement and nurture and really apply the things. So this book is called What Happened to You. I don't even think that's the one. Hang on. By Oprah Winfrey and another guy, a brain guy. And so basically, rather than saying something like, I don't have the notes that I wanted to share, rather than saying something like, what's wrong with you, or what's wrong with a child, or what's wrong with people, and then you kind of don't understand what's wrong, what's going on with them, what is even going on with you, is it what happened to you? Basically, this is environmental freedom, but with the environment that you were born into matters. What was around you when you were a baby matters. And Oprah talks about her life growing up in two different environments. I grew up in two different environments. She went to, eventually, after being brought up by her grandmother, she went to her mother's and her father's, and they were in two different states. My mum and my dad were in two different places. So I really resonated with that, just having different environments, different values, different people in your environment. And so she says about, lots of people think that when you go through certain things and say, like, you've got two young children in the home, it's best to kind of stay in a relationship, say, or a situation until your children get older, then go. And it's the exact opposite. The influence on your brain is huge. I've worked in childcare since I was like 14, like a few decades on and off, but I hadn't heard how deep this book goes. It's written, and it's got an accompanying PDF. I listened to the Audible book. She does it with a brain science guy. Anyway, he was telling the stories of basically how influenced we are when we are young and we don't remember, and influenced, and the traumas and the triggers, and it doesn't have to be deep trauma either, that trigger us. So the environment that we're in impacts us, and it impacts whether we're living intentionally or not, or unintentionally, because we don't know what's actually running in our brain. And the way that this guy was explaining it was so cool. He was saying about, like, so we talk about your conscious and your subconscious, but he was talking about your thinking, and your thinking being lateral, like you're thinking sequentially, and the kind of things that are stored in your brain, the kind of trauma and all the things. It was just really brilliant. And obviously we know that inside, if you've heard of the law of attraction, what we think, what we feel, we're attracting. But when we don't know what it is that is inside of us, like the things that are triggering us, the habits, the patterns, the routines, whatever we're doing, if it's only at that conscious level, we kind of don't really know. But journaling, using a spiritual journal, helps you to see. I think it's helped me, even though I don't think I know, even more so, it's helped me to really connect and really see the patterns. As Robin and I journal, we speak every single day, and we have a private mastermind and private conversations and things. And so much is coming into our awareness. It's such a beautiful thing. If you don't have a buddy to journal along, obviously I'm here each day, and Robin's doing her lives every single day and journaling. So you can journal with Robin as well for an energy healing lifestyle. Mine's an intentional living lifestyle. But if you don't have someone around you to just even share the aha moments and the insights, it just makes it so much harder to do it alone. I don't believe that we're created to do everything alone. I know that we think that we can, but I don't believe that. I do believe in, getting that help and that support, and recognizing things in yourself that you don't necessarily see. So that was the book. I have the card that I want to pull, the Keepers of the Light. before I do that, what we do, I'm going to pull this. This is really amazing and blow your mind. Before we do, I have something called the Soul Income Game. And so it's a game that we play. So the Soul Legacy Journal is this very magical, special journal. So this is the journal again. So if you just joined me, or that you didn't watch it at the beginning, that's the Soul Legacy Journal, and it's a magical journal. I created the cover and the back of the journal. It's got that beautiful quote on the back of there. And so this journal gives you £1,000, dollars, or euros every single day. A vibrational money voucher. It's called, not real money, a vibrational money voucher. So if you've done the Spiritual Vision Board Challenge, you'll know more about this. I explain it in really great detail. But basically, for you to be in alignment, and so excuse me, I need an operation on my nose. I will do that. So I talked about the kinds of conditioning and the experiences that you had when you were younger, even when you're older, but especially when you're younger, the environment that you're in, other people's beliefs, other people's values, other people, all the experiences condition you. So a lot of people come to me and they want to do the light work out in the world. They want to build their business online, but they don't necessarily have the finances to do that. And they're not in alignment with, or they might be working a job to supplement their income, or relying on a spouse, or relying on the state. And I want you to be in a vibration to manifest what it is that you want to, but you've got to see it first and feel it first, not be pushed and pulled by life. So no matter what you think and feel about money and about whatever, the experiences that you have on your vision board, some of them at least will cost money. And it's likely that you haven't gone out and done those things, or you haven't experienced it, is because you don't necessarily have all of the money for all the things on your vision board. So the Soul Legacy Journal gives you that money so you can experience those things that are on your spiritual vision board now, every single day. So that £1,000, dollars, or euros every single day that you get from the Soul Legacy Journal, as you journal along with me, you spend it. The rules to this soul income game are that you can only, you spend £1,000, dollars, or euros every day, but you tithe 10% of that. So 100 out of the 1,000 you tithe to a worthy cause, and you visualize yourself doing that every single day, and then receiving that. So it's an intentional act of kindness, I say, as of yesterday. And you do that and you feel that, so that when you are thinking about manifesting money for yourself, it's not just for you, it's for the greater good of all. And so you want to be thinking of the experiences that you can have with this vibrational money. I say it's to create experiences with your soul clients, your soul family, and your soul tribe. So however you want to spend it, you can spend it. 10%. Do not spend it on bills, no spending on bills, and no savings. Let me know it when you go away and you spend your money and you journal along with me. Let me know some of the things that you have purchased. I spend my vibrational money on a Sunday, so on Financial Freedom Sunday. If you want to take screenshots, I tend to take screenshots and pictures of everything all the time. So not only do I have my annual vision board that I do in the second week of December usually, I'm a bit late on that actually, to be fair, but the second week of December annually is when I set my vision, and I encourage you to do yours annually. Do it now, but then come and do it with me live in December 2022 is the next one. It's only just 2021. Set your vision for that year, or however long when you're watching this, and come and journal with me, and keep yourself accountable, keep yourself in vibrational alignment. Some things will fall away, some things will evolve, but I really want to be on this journey with you, to living intentionally and to vibrating at the frequency that we wish to witness in the world. And for me, I call it the Cheers to Financial Freedom frequency, meaning that spend your money, be in vibration. The more people that I can touch with the Soul Income Game and the Soul Legacy Journal, the better. So please do share this out and bring someone in, buddy up with somebody who you know would benefit from doing a soul legacy journal, doing a spiritual journal, and doing it with me. So this is the thing that I'm going to wrap up with. So this is an oracle deck called Keepers of the Light by Carl Gray. So this is the card that came out today. I ask which Keepers of the Light wants to support us today, and I believe this is for you as well. This is Santa Kumara, I believe. I've butchered all of the names so far. It's about light activation. I haven't pulled this card since I first got this deck a few years ago. I've only just started to use them in the last 11 days, really. Occasionally I would use them, but not really. Not like this. So it says, shine your light. Your internal guidance is coming through loud and clear. Can I get an amen? Give me an amen in the comments. Can I get an amen? Let me read that again. Shine your light, right, as light workers. Your internal guidance is coming through loud and clear. So I say that's that soul guidance. We're guided by our soul. So I'm going to read the about and the extended message. So Sanata, you'll know how to say it, won't you? Kamara, which means eternal youth, is an advanced cosmic light being who is dedicated to helping the earth rise up towards the light. This is what I'm saying. Beautiful. He is, as far as I'm concerned, the leader of the light, the Keepers of the Light. He has been acknowledged as a god in Hinduism and is the, don't know what that is, story which has come down from the heaven bearing God's divine plan. In more recent times, he has been acknowledged as coming from Venus and bringing through unconditional love. When I read that, where it says he is, as far as I'm concerned, the leader of the Light Keepers, although I've said that this is by Carl Gray, I heard his voice in my voice when I was reading that. I was like, oh, I connected him when I first learned. I was going to learn how to do the readings and stuff, and I didn't really resonate with it, so I stopped. But I just heard that in him, so I've heard his energy in it. In more recent times, he has been acknowledged as coming from Venus and bringing through unconditional love. He has eyes that are made of the cosmos, with the ability to penetrate the soul and activate its brightest light, and yet he can seem otherworldly because his looks are beyond human. He is a being of light shining with the purest intentions. He is the twin flame of Lady Venus. Together they activate the light, the heart and light of those who welcome their help so they can shine brighter than ever. As I'm saying that, I'm feeling, as I've been doing this spiritual journal, I have felt quite swimmy headed when I first started to do it. I'm not sure, like I'd have the energies and the crystals and the cards around me, and I'm sat on my sofa in the corner, and I asked not to feel that. And so when I connected with Carl Gray's, it felt like his energy, I felt a little bit swimmy. So extended message: you are here to light up the world. You may feel that you are being pushed or that there is a lot going on at once. And this is because your energy is magnetic to others and they want it in their life. Take the time to listen to your inner voice. Remember the cosmic light of heaven and draw it to you. This is all you need to do to inspire the world. How beautiful is that? Is that pretty cool? Is that pretty cool? I love sharing my spiritual journal with you. I love journaling with you. I love living intentionally. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love, I'm really happy and really grateful. I do other routines, which I've dropped off of the routine, to be fair, over the holidays with Think and Grow Rich, reading my Definiteness of Purpose statement and really tuning into that burning desire. I switched up my statement yesterday or today, can't remember. I think it was yesterday, to speak the words more vibrationally. So I feel like I'm going to go with that. So yeah, really, really, really excited. Again, if you're watching in the Soul Legacy Academy and you're coming on the 2-hour intentional living codes call, the call it 7 Freedoms frequency call in gym, I call it. Then I'm really looking forward to speaking with you and hearing more about how you're implementing the Soul Legacy Journal. If you have the Soul Legacy Journal from Amazon or Lulu and you've come to journal with me, then thank you. It's a real honor. This spiral notebook, I hadn't had the interior designed, but I have had the one on Amazon designed. So I will get my guy to do the spiral one as well, because he put inside it this Soul Legacy Journal belongs to, and that it comes with a spiritual journal with me, daily vlog for light workers. And I love that. I'm so excited for all of the freedoms every single day. Relationship Freedom Friday is definitely one of my favorite days. I can't say my favorite day because it probably is my favorite day. Because all of the days are really important, right? Contributing, health, emotions, environment, your relationships, your spiritual practices, and your finances. We're not going to leave any of them out. But I do love relationship freedom. I've got a lot to say probably on relationship freedom. I want to let some stuff off my chest. So that will be tomorrow's video. So I've really enjoyed this. Hopefully you've enjoyed this spiritual journal for intentional living for light workers. Again, please share it out. Subscribe to the Soul Legacy TV YouTube podcast if you have not already. Like it, share it out. It helps with me getting out there to more people. If you're watching in the community, the Spiritual Biz YouTubers community, great, invite some more people in. If you're watching in the Telegram channel, then welcome. Hopefully I'll have a conversation with you. Again, like, comment, subscribe, and I shall see you on the next video. Big love. I'll see you on the next video. Take care.